Okay, section E, HTML. Now, first you've been asked to update the home, blah 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 blah, with the questions 1 and 2 must be answered on index and response HTML. Add image logo, which can be found in images subfolder to the website, to the first row, first column. The width and the height of the image should be set at 100% to take up the full cell. Okay, so this is for both items. I've actually never used a Notepad++ before, so I'm going to use that now. So I've just highlighted both edit with Notepad++. I can open on my other screen. Okay, there they both are. Hey, nice and colored. Yeah, so let's just try. First thing we've got to do is we've got to add an image to cell first row, first column. So this is the first row, TR, that's my first row. This is my first TD, which is the first cell, so that'll be the first column, second column, all the way down. Okay, now we want to add an image into there. So the tag is IMG. I actually wonder if Control Spacebar works. Hey, Control Spacebar works in Notepad++. That's pretty cool. Okay, image, src is, so that is the source. We want to define the source, and if we look into our folder where it is, we always go to compare to where the file is. So from compare to where the file that we're editing is, it's inside the images folder, and it's called logo.jpg. So we go source, open, then let's go inside the images folder /logo.jpg. You must include the extension. If you don't include the extension, it will not work. Now this is a self-closing tag, so I can close it directly at the end of it, or that is not actually a requirement, but I like doing that to indicate that it's self-closing. There's no need for anything else. What is also quite important is I asked that you should always normally include an alternative for those who turn off images for websites to make them go quicker. So in this case, I'm just going to go saw app logo for my alternative on there. Okay, and this will just be also, if you can hover your mouse over it or whatnot, it'll give an alternative text or description to what is there. Okay, now this needs to be done in both pages, so we would just copy it and paste it across. Generally speaking, after you've done it, you will test it as well. I'm relatively confident there's probably a preview button in here even. Not that I know where it is. Okay, I'm not going to figure out that now. But if you now go websites and you open up your web page, you should see that it now has the application at the top. One thing I didn't specify is to ensure that it does take up 100% of the width. Even though it is, I didn't specify it. So different screen resolutions, it would differ. So for example, now I moved it onto my big screen, which is on the other side, and it doesn't take up the full block. So that was part of the question. We needed to specify that. So we go back to Notepad++, and we now need to specify the width. I should have done that before I copied it across, but my bad. Alright, so we need to specify width is equal to 100%, and height height is equal to 100%. Myself, I like coding in capital letters because it differentiates me between normal text and not. That's not a requirement though. I think as far as I'm aware, also those who use CAD capitals and whatever, I haven't looked at that too much. Yeah. So now that shouldn't have changed much. It should just make sure it fills the block. And again, if you wanted to check it, you won't actually see any change. Okay, in this case you wouldn't anyway. But press F5 or refresh before you think, oh, it's not working. So save. Also make sure it's all saved before you do try that refresh. A common mistake is kids don't save and they press refresh and wonder why it's not working or what they've done hasn't changed. So please make sure you do that. The next question says set background color of the main table in both pages to be hashtag 88A674. Alright, so table BG color is equal to hashtag 88A674. That's a hexadecimal code for the color. So we're just going to copy that across to our other one. I should probably check that it's working in this one before I do that, but have faith. We'll see if my faith is paid off. Okay, yay, faith paid off. And the heights and widths seem to change. Okay, Now, next thing that we got here is question 3. Now it says only in index.html, so we're moving across to this file. Questions 3 and 4 will be answered in index.html. Link the response time found in the second row, first column to response.html. So, okay, so the response time here should be hyperlinked. Now, how we do a hyperlink is we would put an A tag, and now inside that A tag, and obviously we would close the A tag at the end of the text that we want to hyperlink. So anything in between these two tags, so this is the close the tag, open the tag. Everything in between that text must link. And we use href property, okay, I might as well code in small, inconsistent, yay, is equal to, now we would need to browse for the location, and it's in compared. Again, it's always in compared to where you're at. So compared to where I'm at, it's in the same folder, so I can literally directly go response.html, and that would directly link you to the response.html page. Now we've gone to the second one. Add the following to the first row and second first row, second column. So apps, okay, blah 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 blah. So first row, second column, that's over here. We now need to add this. I'm just going to put some space because I want to add it into here. I'm going to be a little bit lazy, copy paste, but obviously this will not paste the formatting. I shouldn't anyway. So that's just got the text in there. Now I need to format it. This top one was center aligned, so I can go but now also it is a main heading, so I would put it in a heading 1 tag. That's one way of doing it. Another way, probably a better way, is to put it inside a heading 1 tag. So because now this is a heading 1. Okay. Now in this heading 1, so it is a major heading, swaps. We also want it to be a line. Fail. Again, please note with alignments and with anything, this is American. America was the first to develop this language, so it is built in American. Now this is a paragraph, so I'll put there P, and at the end of the text that we are working with, we'd put a close P. Okay. Now, I actually don't know if these what are these called again? Unordered lists. Because it doesn't have 1, 2. These are bullets. Bullets are unordered lists, and we'll add them. They should not be added as dots. This should be added as a list. We're going to do that now. Then over here, sorry, just tabbing it out so it looks neater. Okay, so we saw apps provide following. We will then have a line break. So you'd specify you would want a line break there. So a line break is a self-closing tag. So br / that will put an enter in, so then go to the next line. We now want a unordered list. A ordered list is 1, 2, 3, 4. A ul unordered list is points. Okay, so now I just realized I haven't actually checked if I'm recording. Okay, phew, I'm recording. Alright. Now inside the ordered list we're going to have li, which is list item, so which item we want to display. And we want to display this item here. We are then going to close that list item because now we've got a second list item, and we go down to here. Okay, so li, close li. Same thing, next line. Again, I like to tab in. As soon as I'm inside a tag, if I go onto a new line, I like to indent it so that we can clearly see, okay, we are inside this tag. If you code all in the same indents or you get rid of indents, it gets very confusing. You battle to figure out what on earth is going on. So keep yourself indented. When you're in a tag, indent. It should happen automatically if you do it, if you're not copying and pasting like I did here. Okay, so that's the listing done. Fail with that last part. Alright, now we need to close our unordered list, so let's do that over here. Okay, so unordered list over. I don't know if we'll need this break because it might automatically if we got that. But let's just take a look and see what we got. Okay, so self-closing tag again, so I like to put it at the end, again, not compulsory. Now here, we also want a break. We want to enter. The enters aren't specified. If we just press enter in here, it does not mean it will enter in the when it's displaying it. We need to tell it we want a line break in there. I don't have an exam number, but you would obviously insert your actual exam number in there. Alright, when you get it. Now, in the meantime, let's take a look at it. Let's check what we've done, see if it's at all what we want to happen. Yay! It is what we want to happen. I actually don't think I need these two enters though, because that's actually created too much space there. So let's get rid of these. And let's see what that looks like. We're not going to be that panicky. Oh, control F. Huh. Did I save? I did. Okay, so it still keeps a bit of a space here, but that's fine. I'm not going to be that pedantic. I wonder how I did it last time. I probably did it as a separate instead of a separate P rather than actually in there. Anyway, now we go on from that to response.html. This you would get full marks for. It is there. This is centered. It's the main heading. One thing that I didn't do though, which did kind of indicate, this would be full marks. Okay, 100% is if you got that there. Now response.html. Question 4 must be answered in response.html. Question 5 should be, my bad. Yeah. So now we need to go to response.html. So back to Notepad, we go to response. And it asks us, add the following table to the first row, second column. Okay. So now, when we look at the best way to do tables, and this is what a lot of people battle with the tables. So I'm just going to press enter, so we have a little bit of space to do in here, and I'm going to indent myself because I'm inside that tag now. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off, we want a table. If we want a table to show, and we're going to close our table. So we've opened our table and closed our table. If we want a table to show its border, we need to specify its width. So I actually want to see what's going on, so I'm going to specify the border to be 2. Okay, you can obviously set other settings as well. Now, the first important thing to look at a table. If I look at this table, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 5 rows, 3 columns. So we first come out with our 5 rows. So we've got tr, that's table row, close table row. And we want how many of those? We want 1, 2, 5. Yes, 5. 5 of those, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we now got 5 rows in our table. We now want 3 columns. So we would have td, close td. And we would want 3 in each. Because overall, I'll show you where I'm getting with this. I know that the first one doesn't technically have, but I'll show you where I'm getting with this. Okay, so we have 3 rows, 3 rows. Okay, that was being stupid. Well, inefficient anyway. Now, so we've got 5 rows, 3 columns in each. Now, if we take a look at our first cell at the top of the table, first row, it actually doesn't have 3 cells. It has 1 cell that goes over 3 rows. So we can delete those 2, and we can then say this 1 cell must go over 3 columns. So the col span, it will span over 3 columns, so merge over 3 columns. And inside there, we want a heading 1 to say response time table, close heading 1, and we want that heading 1 to be aligned center. Okay, now next question states security response time description. You'll see that all that text in there is bold. You could either do that by making this a th. Let me actually just do that. Alright, so let's just do that by, or we could put it inside a bold tag, your guys' choice. Severity, damn it. Okay, severity, next should be description, then should be response time. Okay, now it's the data. 1 dash system failed. Okay, I'm basically what I'm doing now is working through them. I'm going, okay, first row, what does each cell have in each first row? Or second row, what does each cell have in first row? I'm going to pause the video not to waste your time, and then I'll restart it once I've typed it in. Okay, I've completed it. I've made sure all of them are saved. This is now in my response.html. So if we open up our page, response time should link me there, and voila, there is my table. All the data in there. It looks similar to what's below. We're all good. Okay. I hope this has helped. This is the end of the memo to the practice exam. I wish you guys luck for Matric 2014. Goodbye. Yeah, pause.